Welcome to the NIUS live classes. Subject English Senior Secondary. Book code 302. Lesson number 1. As you can see on the slide, The Crow and the Deer. Part 5. So, what we have learned from this story so far? We have learned that Subuddhi, the crow, and Chitrang, the deer, was very close friend. One day, a jackal named Sudrabuddhi wanted to eat the deer. To achieve his goal, he pretended to be kind and asked the deer to become his friend. The crow warned the deer not to trust strangers. To explain this, he told the story of an old vulture, Charadgiv, and a cunning cat, Dhigrakarna. So the cat acted like a kind, religious, and non-violent animal. The innocent vulture trusted him and allowed him to stay. But the cat secretly ate the young birds. When the other birds found the bones of their chicks, they blamed the innocent vulture and killed him. So, this story teaches us that we should never trust someone only by their words or appearance. After hearing the story, the jackal argued that even the crow was once a stranger to the deer. The deer did not want to any arguments, so he suggested that all three should live together in friendship and trust. Later, the jackal told the deer to a green grains field. The deer started visiting the field every day to eat. One day, the farmer noticed the deer and set a trap. The deer got caught in the snare and asked the jackal for help. Instead of helping, the jackal made up false excuses. Saying he could not touch the trap because it was Sunday. So he secretly hid nearby, waiting for the deer to die so that he could finally eat it. Now, let's continue and see what happens next. Will the deer escape from the trap? And will crow save his friend? Let's find out in the next part. So, on the other hand, the crow, not finding the deer at home, got worried and started looking for him here and there, and finally found him in the snare. Shocked at his plight, and crow asked, "Dear friend, what is this?" You can see on this picture. On the other hand, what is the meaning of this line? Meanwhile, the crow noticed the deer was missing. He became anxious, searched everywhere, and at last discovered the deer trapped in the net. So, the crow was surprised and upset to see the deer in such a bad situation. He asked what had happened. The deer replied, "The consequences of ignoring my friend's advice, as is said, those who ignore the words of their well-wishes friends no invite catastrophe and please their foes evil intents." So, the deer admitted that this happened because he had not listened to the crow's earlier warning. He quoted a wise saying, "Who ignore and good advice brings disaster upon themselves and help their enemies." The crow inquired, "Where is the deceiver?" "Greedy for my meat, won't we sting somewhere nearby only," replied the deer. So, the crow asked the deer where the jackal, the deceiver, was. The deer replied that the jackal waiting to eat him must be hiding somewhere up close. The crow said, "I had already warned you that since I have not harmed him, so he will not harm me." It not applicable of Scoundrel's way, because without thinking of virtue and vice, they always make gentlemen their prey. So the crow reminded the deer of what he had warned earlier. The crow then quit that just because you don't harm someone doesn't mean they won't harm you, especially if you are weak. Evil people don't care about good or bad. They often take advantage of kind, innocent individuals. Moreover, standing at the gate of death, none does smell, hear, and see. Extinguished lamp, friends' words, and the star of Arundhati, a friend spoiling work behind and speaking sweetly in your face, is like a poison pot with the milk smeared mouth, never to embarrass. So, what is the meaning of these lines? This verse means that when someone is about to die, they lose all senses, just like you can't see an extinguished lamp. Here, wise words or spot distant star like Arundhati. The deer had ignored good advice in his moment of danger. A person who pretends to be your friend but harms you secretly and dangerous, like poison, hidden in a pot that looks like it contains milk. You must never trust such people. Let's take short break.
will start.
Welcome back. Let's start. And then, with a grave sign of sorrow, the crow exclaimed, "O cheat jackal, why did you commit such a sinful act?" So, the crow, deeply pained, expressed his grief. He called out the jackal for his cruel betrayal. It is well known that those who hope, trust, beg for money, and are subjugated to honey, food, and deceitful behavior, such people are not difficult to be cheated and insured by the crooked ones anywhere. So, the crow quoted another truth: people who are not trusting, hopeful, or greedy are easily fooled by clever liars. O Mother Earth, how do you nurture and care those deceitful things? Who deceives the benevolent, trusting, and simple hearted beings? The crow, upset, asked how the earth even allows such evil creatures to exist. Those who harmed an innocent. Friendship with the weak, one must refrain for hot embarrassed scotch and cold embarrassed stain. For he speaks sweetly is no reason to trust a weakened one. It's only his tongue that is sweet, his heart is full of poison. So, the crow advised that one should avoid friendship with weak people, hot coals burns you and cold ones dirty you. Both cause harm you. Just because someone talks nicely doesn't mean they are good. A big person may speak sweetly while hiding evil intentions. Then in the morning, the crow saw the owner of the field approaching. With a stick in his hand, seeing him, the crow said, "Friend dear, lie here with an inflamed belly and stiff legs, as if you are died." The moment I utter a sound, jump up quickly, leave the ground and run away. So, the next morning, the crow saw the farmer coming to pass the trap with a stick. The crow quickly advised the deer to pretend to be dead by puffing out his stomach and stiffening his legs. So, the crow told the deer to run away fast as soon as he gave a signal. Soon the owner of the field saw the deer, and with eyes wide apart with joy said, "Whoa, it died itself." And with these words, he opened the nose of the deer and started collecting the net. The deer did the same as was suggested by the crow. So, what is the meaning of these lines? The farmer was excited to see what he thought was a dead deer and exclaimed in delight, thinking the deer was dead, the man loosed the trap and began rolling up the net. The deer followed the crow's instructions exactly. Hearing the sound of the crow behind him, the deer swiftly rose and flew away. Witnessing this, the owner of the field threw his stick in such a way that it killed the jackal with the and the deer got a narrow escape. So, as soon as he heard a crow signal, the deer quickly stood up and ran off. The farmer, angrily that the deer escaped, threw his stick. It missed the deer but killed the jackal, who was hiding nearby. The deer barely escaped. Let's take some time break. Welcome back. Let's summarize the section. The crow finds the trapped deer and questioned the situation. The deer explained that he fell into the predicament because he ignored the crow's advice to be questioned of the jackal. The crow inquires about the jackal's whereabouts, and the deer believes the jackal is nearby, waiting to benefit from his misfortune. The crow expressed regard for not heeding the warning signs about the jackal and highlights the danger of trusting deceitful individuals. As the owner of the field approaches, the crow advises the deer to pretend to be dead. The owner realizes the deer believing to be dead, and the deer escapes. However, the owner throws a stick and the jackal died. The story serves as a cautionary tale about the consequences of trusting deceitful and untrustworthy individuals. It further highlights as well as the importance of heeding the advice of well-meaning friends. So, the crow's wisdom and the deer's fortunate escape show the importance of to be careful and insightful in relationship and decision making. So, moral of the story: don't trust strangers blindly. Value the advice of true friends. Greed and betrayal always lead to downfall. Real friends help in time of crisis. So we have completed this lesson. Thank you so much for attention.